7 years, 5 seasons, dozens of deaths. One question the entire show has been building toward: can one man, a broken, bitter, dying man, actually save the world? The Boys season 5 just ended. The series finale is called Blood and Bone, and it answered that question in the most gut-wrenching way possible. Full breakdown, all spoilers. Let's go. The finale opens exactly how it should, with grief. The boys are gathered around a grave. They've dug themselves. Butcher, Kimiko, Mother's Milk, Hughie, Starlight, all of them in silence. Frenchie is gone, died in episode 7, saving the people he loved most. But something is wrong with Kimiko, and even Butcher looks scared of her. See, Kimiko now has the ability to release a massive power-draining blast, but she can't use it. She's too deep in grief, too heartbroken over losing Frenchie to tap into the rage she thinks she needs. So Butcher does something brutal. He has Sister Sage savagely provoke Kimiko, pushing her to her limit, and it works. Just barely. Kimiko unleashes, and it's enough to test what she's capable of. But the real breakthrough, that comes later. And it's one of the most beautiful moments in the entire show. Meanwhile, Homelander is in full Messiah mode. He's planned a live national announcement, his so-called second coming, on Easter Sunday. A declaration that he is not just a superhero, but a god. And yes, there's even a dig at Marvel with an empty chair countdown. Classic Homelander, the ego never stops. But while he's preparing his grand speech to the nation, the boys are preparing something else entirely. They're going to the White House. They're going to end this. The plan: sneak in while Homelander is distracted on live TV. Get to the Oval Office and take him out. Of course, they walk straight into a trap, but they get saved by the most unlikely person, Ashley Barrett. Refusing to be evacuated, she goes rogue and guides them through the tunnels herself. Ashley, the most self-serving person on this show, finally does something selfless. Then the team splits up. Mother's Milk and Hughie track down Oh Father and take him out using what fans are calling the most creative use of a ball gag in television history. We'll leave it at that. Starlight finds the Deep, sitting alone, pathetic as always. She gives him a chance. She tells him to take responsibility, to finally be free from Homelander's shadow. He doesn't take it. So she blasts him clean through a window and straight into a furious, churning ocean. Deep dies the way he lived, alone, and by his own choices. Inevitable. Now we're at the main event. Homelander is mid-speech to the entire nation, performing his second coming when he gets triggered by the word father. And just like that, the mask falls off completely. He starts threatening America on live TV. The whole country watches their god have a meltdown. That's when Butcher and Kimiko arrive in the Oval Office, and then the door opens again. Ryan, Homelander's own son, the boy he spent years trying to mold into a legacy, a weapon, a mini-god. Ryan looks at his father, and he chooses Butcher. The three of them, Butcher, Kimiko, and Ryan, push Homelander to his absolute limit. And then Kimiko stops fighting. She sees a vision of Frenchie. He looks at her and says something she needed to hear, that anger was never her power. It was always her heart, her love, the biggest, most human thing about her. Kimiko smiles through tears, and she lets go. The blast she releases hits all three supes, Homelander, Butcher, and Ryan, stripping every single one of them of their powers completely. The whole world watches on live TV. Homelander reaches for his laser vision, nothing. He tries to fly, he can't. He's just a man, a scared, powerless, whimpering man in a fancy suit. And Billy Butcher, also powerless, also just a man, picks up a crowbar. Homelander begs. The self-proclaimed God of America might be on his knees, begging. And Butcher finishes it. 5 seasons of buildup, 1 crowbar, goodbye, Homelander. But here's the thing the show does brilliantly. Butcher doesn't feel triumphant. He looks down at Homelander's body and feels empty. Because when someone like Homelander dies, the damage they caused doesn't disappear with them. The fear he created, the freedoms he destroyed, the people who followed him, all of that still exists. Ryan's expression says it all. This isn't a victory lap. It's just an ending. And then the real final act begins. Butcher's dog, Terror, passes away in his sleep, and something breaks in Butcher completely. Because Butcher realizes the truth he's known all along. Killing Homelander wasn't enough. Vought still exists. New supes will rise. The cycle never stops. So he makes a decision. He takes a virus, a compound capable of destroying supes entirely, and he plans to load it into the sprinkler system at Vought's headquarters. One trigger, irreversible, no going back. Hughie notices something is wrong. He follows Butcher. He catches up just in time. They fight. Butcher is desperate. Butcher is certain. This is the only way, he tells Hughie, the only way to make sure it never happens again, but Hughie doesn't give up. And when Butcher's hand moves toward the trigger, bang, one shot. Butcher falls, and in his final moments, lying there, bleeding out, Billy Butcher makes peace with Hughie, with his choices, with the life he lived and the one he didn't. He goes quietly. The most violent man in the show dies in silence. And then the world moves on. And Hughie and Starlight, they start over. No spotlight, no fights, no vote. They open a small business together. A quiet, ordinary life. And Starlight, she's pregnant. They're naming their unborn daughter after Hughie's girlfriend, who died all the way back in season 1, Robin, a full circle. A family built on grief and hope. The boys didn't end with fireworks. It ended with a funeral, a single gunshot, and a woman eating croissants in Paris. And somehow, that's exactly right, 7 years. One crowbar, one trigger pulled by the only person Butcher ever truly loved like a son. This show was never about superheroes. It was always about power and what it costs the people who carry it, fight it, and survive it. If this breakdown hit, smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new, and drop a comment. Was Hughie right to pull the trigger?